Ms. Kathy, you had a comment. Yes,
I
ma'am.
have a question. You've used residence and property owned interchangeably. Okay, not all property owners are residents.
Thank you.
If I purchase a lot so I can use the swimming pool, whether it's county or MSBU, which is going to need some careful looking at,
Yes, ma'am.
could I write a property owner and say, hey, may I please use your swimming pool? May I have permission to do that?
You pose good questions. You're right. And so I should
That's what you
use,
look at it.
I should be a little more careful. Certainly residents, if we determine that those that are renting that live there, definitely for sure. If we determine again that renters would fall into that category, but I think property owners in a broader scale is really what I mean. If you own property, you pay this $31 a year, then you should be able to
So I
utilize
can
the
buy a
pool.
lot,
Yes,
pay
ma'am.
$31 a year and use the swimming pool whenever I want. I'm just asking you to look
That's,
at it.
that's how I would think it would work.
It was, there's loopholes.
At the price you can buy a lot right now, that'd be a pretty cheap way to have a pool
I started to
membership.
say, I've owned a pool before, I don't want one.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I'll admit, I don't mind sharing this with everyone publicly. My wife and son and I purchased a lot over at Compass Lake in the Hills a few years ago for that reason. You know, for that very reason. And times thought with this little clubhouse over there and the pool that it's like, man, why couldn't we find this place first? And I don't want people to feel that way about Sunny Hills because we love it. I just said that, and I'm embarrassed, but then we thought that at one point. Why couldn't we find Compass Lake in the Hills first? They got a pool over here, you know, things like that. But there's things about Sunny Hills that we wouldn't trade for anything. And I certainly don't think that we need to try to emulate them. We've got a lot of things that Compass Lake in the Hills does not have, all paved roads and a lot of other things that we build upon that's much better than that community over there. That was one of the things that really stands out to me that makes it
I just thought it might be something you wanted to look at.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, that's
We'd
true.
have to investigate all the legalities and everything,
Certainly,
of course.
I
Certainly.
think we'd have to plan for insurance on that. That could be a big cost.
So again, just throwing it out there. I love the devil's advocate stuff, you know, and we need that. I'm big on that. I think it's very important. So again, thank you. Let's chew on that, and certainly maybe some of the folks in the audience at the next meeting may want to share their thumbs up or thumbs down on that idea and how they might utilize that. We certainly welcome that as well. Again, this is a think tank workshop. Jackie, I've heard you and the commissioners say that the county actually owns, you might say, 300-ish lots, Sunny Hills lots, because of, I assume, defaulted taxes over the years that people just didn't pay, and it just went through the process, and the county now has those, right? I'm sure there's probably not a lot that are all together, probably not desirable spots necessarily, but there are lots there. 300 out of 15,000 is 3-4%. Is
4,000.
24,000 total Sunny Hills lots.
24,300 or approximately in the community, 15,000 of which are on paved roads and in the MSBU.
Okay. Yeah, so back to Kathy's point, we've got to distinguish who all gets what, and if they're paying the money, $31 a year, that's what qualifies them for these luxuries, for lack of a better term. So my point on that is, county has lots that's not doing the county any good because they're not producing a tax base there, is that right? So there would be a discussion at some point on how we might market those to somebody, or I don't know. You guys know better than I do the legal process on what you can do as a county, as a board to unload those, so to speak.
I think Mr. Taylor probably knows all about that. He's worked on it for a while here also. We would like to get rid of them. We have marketed this thing several times. And we can sell a few, but the interest is not real great at
Yes,
this
sir.
time.
We saw two last time.
Yeah. I think
We've,
so too, last time, every time.
They've been provided a list of all of the lots, and the, actually, I did this program pro bono for the county. We looked at every lot, made comments about whether it was level and swampy or whatever. We determined which ones they have clear title to, which ones have water on them, which ones have sewer on them. whether there are contiguous lots, which there are a number of them, where there are 3 or 4 lots together. That's all on the spreadsheet that the county has that they can make available to you. And they've been working on that
You
project
wanna buy
for
them
years.
first, and we look at the deal.
The price is right. If you get, is there a pool out there?
We have a list of the top 50 based on those criterias and the top 25, and they have that, and they're working on that right now. It's something that's ongoing.
Good, good. And anytime you make an opportunity to make changes within a neighborhood, it's always, I know there's push and pull, and I know that nobody wants our neighborhood to grow to the extent that it's uncomfortable. I think a lot of us like the fact that we're spread out, so there's give and take. There's really give and take. But I do think that things like Sal mentioned, the spray and play or a pool or, those things that would draw in families and kids, and if you live here, it's yours to use. You pay for $31 a year, but again, I've used this phrase before, the strength is definitely in the numbers to be able to have access to that for just $31 a year. And I assume, again, I don't know if we get into some of these things and they're working and we need to bump it up to an even $35 a year. I don't know. I'm not advocating ways that raise it by any means, but still, like the Commissioner said, we got a lot of opportunity with having so many people contributing to the MSBU.
Well, I think the figure you quoted a while ago, $479,000.
Yes, sir.
That's, I think, the assessment, and you don't collect all that much
Okay.
every year, but that's just the assessment.
Okay. I'll get Jackie to help me.
It's about 450.
Yeah, I think it's 459.
450.
I think 459.
Okay. Perfect. I think I was just kind of ballparking it too. I certainly wouldn't hold anybody to that. Thank you for pointing that
That's
out.
part of the stuff that you're burning together.
Okay. Another item we brought up last time was the library. Commissioners asked us if we would like to see that continue. Any discussion on the status of the Sunny Hills Library? And Sharon, I'll even ask you, is there any comment that you might have? I know you mentioned the community center earlier. I know there's a separation there, but as a resident, do you see any benefit, or if you'd like to share, of having the library or not?
Well, I mean, I think I'm really for it. I would love us to try and keep it open. I honestly don't think there's a lot of people out there. Now, I know they have a couple of programs going on Wednesdays. There's something that are involving the children that's supposed to go on at 10:30, but no, my kids are all grown now. So there's no reason for me to go over there, even though I drive past it almost every day.
Yes, ma'am.
I just think it's a good,
It's another one of those
yeah, it's
things.
something that
Yeah.
draw a family to Sunny Hills. I mean, because they're honestly, I was in there right when they was talking about closing it, and I stopped by one morning just to look around. But while I was there, a man and woman drove up, and she said, "We don't have a computer in our home." They are some people that still don't have computers, and the computers are out there for the people that
That's
don't.
right. That's right. That's true, that's true. So we agree then that the operating expenses of the library is something we may need to check into. I'm sure there's an expense there.
3 or 4.
And something we'll keep on our list of items that we need to consider. Street lights. I didn't see that on the agenda. I'm kind of surprised. Again, that's my fault, Jackie, because I didn't contact you about what I put on there. Thank you, sir. Oh, you good? You've already gone
Gary, I'm
through.
sorry, Gary and I talked this morning, we took care of it, we took care.
Okay.
Yeah, Gary, and I turned in to get, Ms. Connie at Duck Power already. Gary submitted 31 street lots to me
Okay.
that he checked personally that was out. There's just a form that you fill out, but Gary actually already put a spreadsheet together, made my job easy, I just forwarded it to her. So they will have work orders on those 31 that Gary has already went out.
Perfect. Okay, good. I know we couldn't vote on anything, but this is
Yeah,
something.
that's, I mean, him and I talked earlier today, he just sent me a spreadsheet and we can go home.
Okay.
Because that's just, really, anybody in the community can call and do that. So, I mean, I think, Gary, if you're going out there at night and looking at those, and, it's something that we don't get to do all the time.
I did on the 4th of July. I drove the boulevard. One of the things I'd like to suggest, maybe, is that there are a few poles that are not numbered properly, and maybe we
I mentioned that.
could hire somebody to put some stencils on, or put little metal
Go Power will take care of it. I mentioned it to Miss Connie in that email that was
Okay.
sent, and if she couldn't find them, please contact me back. But I did mention that email, so I sent her like this afternoon. I'm sure tomorrow I'll have a response.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I found 33 lights
Yes,
out
sir.
of the 138 were burned out, and we're already working on it.
Perfect. Thank you. I want to
Thanks
thank
for
you
doing that.
publicly, and Jackie, you too, for moving forward on that, because again, I felt a little bit of hands tied last time we said we couldn't vote, and I didn't know how far we could move in advance, but that's perfect. Thank you so much. I do know that I started to do this too, and I thought I didn't want to duplicate any services. I thought we'd divide that up to 9 and say, like, for example, Gary, you take this, apparently you already have, and I know that right there at the entrance, the very entrance, you've got number 6. I think number 4 or number 2, right there, the first 2 as you come in, it's completely dark on the entrance. So there may be a number 2 or a number 4 that I'll add to that list. Jackie, and I'll call you that tomorrow. Because number 6 is real close to the entrance, but I think the one before that even is. It's so dark you can't even hardly see the poles. So.
And there's some lights that are along Highway 77 there at Shenandoah and up at, is it Elkham?
Are they out again?
There's several at each entrance.
Yeah, we had them fixed last year again.
I didn't know if those fell under.
Yeah, they're a good power. We have a maintenance contract. We actually get reimbursed by FDOT from those.
Okay.
But they are under good power maintenance, so I'll call those, and they have those power numbers, so I'll just contact Ms. Connie.
I just looked at the boulevard, I didn't.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So perfect, thank you for telling me. I'll just send another email.
Thank you. And I'll look at the at the opening, and I think there's maybe one more light pole at least that might need to be on the list. I remember being like number 2, 4, and 6. They're real
Right there by
times.
the fountain.
Dark right there at the fountain coming in. And again, it'd be good to get that squared away. We talked about Wilder Park a little bit. That is a county park, county-owned, county-maintained park. One thing that, as we talk about kids and families and stuff, I know my son, just speaking from experience, is at the age now where he kind of getting into basketball and those nets, those chains. I don't know what's in there before, but I'd love to see some good chain, industrial type, outdoor chain type basketball nets there. I hadn't played basketball before, I know how difficult, and it's just not fun to play when you don't have a net to aim at and shoot at. So it's a very minimal thing, but if it's something that we need to buy, or if the county needs to buy, I'd like to see us do that at some point too. Commissioner, your thoughts on
I'll take care of that.
Okay, well, thank you, sir.
And
We've
talk-
had some problems down with vandalism, and we'll probably look into some surveillance down there, cameras on.
Perfect.
And if we do some work and fixing up some things, we'll probably need to surveil that
Okay,
area.
very good, thank you, sir. But,
Mr. Nash,
thank you, guys. But if I could suggest, again, the chain style, industrial type nets, if possible, I think they'll last longer, if possible. So, thank you, sir.
Another thing happening out at Wilder Park, if y'all could look into that too, is I talked to a lady yesterday at Boat Lake, and she said that the ant beds at the park are really bad. And she had a young kid and was getting eat up by ants, and she couldn't stay. So maybe we could get some pest control out there.
That's something also that you guys can look at. Thank you, sir. Anything else, just on the broad Wilder Park topic? Steve?
Well, I'm just listening, the great idea is moving forward, spending money, building the park back up, but like you said, the vandalism that happens, all that stuff. Maybe if we're going to if we move forward with the water park idea, which I think is fantastic.
Yes, sir.
And rebuild the basketball courts and redo the little area the kids play, get rid of the ants, have it turned into an open park at certain hours and have an attendant.
Yes, sir.
That way, there's somebody watching over the whole park, especially when you have the water park part of it, if we bring that into it.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna have to have somebody there keeping track of that. So,
Well, that's something that certainly the county would like to be a partnership with MSBU on. If y'all could, somebody lives down there and could attend to that, we would be certainly entertaining the expense of putting up a fence to help with that, to control the vandalism.
Thank you, sir.
Great.
Certainly, the board can certainly address that.
Okay, thank you.
right, like I said, this is all the ideas, we just,
Yes, sir.
once we really vote this way we're gonna go, so whatever time that is, then of course it's all the work of getting all the facts and figures together, visual.
Okay, very good.
Since we're talking about vandalism, I had an idea about maybe using the community center down there as a sheriff's substation. I know that I've read in the paper something about Vernon and, another town had just opened up a substation. I was wondering if maybe we could get the same type of thing out in Sunny Hills, that
We can
a
talk,
larger police presence down there. would
yeah,
help.
we can talk to the sheriff, or one of you could call the sheriff and talk to her about it and bring that back to the board.
Maybe just a place where they could write
Yeah,
reports.
there's two rooms that could be offices potentially. There's one with an outside door entrance when you drive up, you know, there's a
Mhm.
door entrance to the library, there's another door in the entrance to the community center, so that could actually be, you know, an office that could,
I just think, you know, people see the sheriffs driving in and out more often, that could
I don't think
curb some
internet
of that.
access would be there already since the library has internet. You know, sometimes it's a problem getting AT&T out there, but I would think it's already there since the library's there. They probably just tie into that, so it's.
That puts a sheriff's car pretty close to Wild Park.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
if the library doesn't make it, the opportunity would be there for them to have
Right.
some. Why don't you talk to the sheriff?
I will do that.
While we're on the topic of parks, Sharon brought up a great idea about a possibility of a walking track in that area. And I would suggest at least a quarter mile, not a half mile or 3/4 or a mile. Those that like to walk and jog, a quarter-mile track could get monotonous and boring, but it'd be nice to explore something with some character and some length to it. You know, this certainly explore that opportunity. Possible opportunity for a walking track facility in and around the Wilder Park area. I think we said it's kind of a, if you look at, you know, bullseye center of Sunny Hills off the boulevard, that it really is a pretty prime spot there, I guess, with access to everybody. It's a huge neighborhood. That's kind of really a good spot, Wilder Park, I think. So, is that a county thing county could help us with, or is it something we need to look exploring with the funds that we have that we're here as part of this committee?
We would need to go through the attorney on that and see what you can do. The county would certainly open letting you do that, but there again, that's, you know, it's not MSBU property, so I don't know what the legalities are on that.
Okay.
Or you spend money on my property.
We need to determine how vast that Wilder Park footprint is, how far out it goes and around. And
It would be feasible to do that.
yes, sir. Okay, so that's something definitely to consider. And Sharon, also, we talked about the possibility of a sidewalk, or better yet, a multi-use rubberized type track facility along the boulevard, because the lights are already there, you know, for people. So again, superb ideas. I think all definitely within reason, and things that can make our community something that's appealing to those that want to come in and purchase and build and live and raise a family. So more good topics. Anything else on recreation or Wilder Park specifically while we're on that topic, folks? Yes, Steve?
The facility, that big building that's up there at Wilder Park, is, I don't know, it's in some disrepair, I guess. That's a county piece of property, I think, right? I just think, you know, we're talking making the park
Yes, sir.
a big, beautiful place. You know, we look, turn into that, get that redone, turn into like concerts in the park
Yes, sir.
on a Saturday nights for the summer months or something like that, or winter months, or whatever months the people are there. You know, bring back some things out there at the park.
The big pavilion area there beside the volleyball and tennis court?
They can set up and you'd be undercover if it rained, you know,
Yes,
so
sir.
you can have a band in there.
It's a great facility.
Just an idea, just bring something to the community.
I really don't know, and I certainly don't mean to try to open up any wounds. I'm curious about the old firehouse. The status of it, who it belongs to,
That's private property, belongs to Ron Jones and his wife, Janet Jones.
the firehouse,
Old
old
property.
firehouse. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. The stucco building right across from the tennis court there.
Yep.
Okay. So that is nothing that we need to be concerned with, can be concerned with, and,
The
okay.
county does own a piece of property where the DRA is. There's a big piece of property that the county does own.
Across the road near the firehouse, old firehouse?
North of the firehouse.
Yes, sir.
The county does own a piece of property because the MSBU group was there for one time, for a while.
Okay.
And then there's another tract Deltona owns, on the curve along the DRA, which is Deltona's.
Yes, sir.
And then there's another tract of land behind the firehouse, which at one time we were gonna try to have a soccer field put in. And Deltona agreed to let us do it,
Okay,
but it didn't happen.
okay, okay. Thank you for that. Commissioner, you mentioned that there's a possibility for trading.
Yeah, I mean, if Deltona owns something, and I promise you, we own a lot of lots in Sunny Hills, we wish we didn't own.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not in the county, the people, and we're open to even negotiating with any owner, trading some of what we have to make it more conducive for the citizens.
Okay. And our contact there is Dwight. And then he obviously, he doesn't,
If y'all find a piece of property that y'all want to negotiate on, that y'all like, and know who the owner is, you can bring it to our county administrator, he can go with it.
okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
We have a lot of property there, and we've tried to sell it.
Are you talking about the 300 residential lots, or are you talking about county, just big chunks of county property?
We own a lot of residential lots, but we've got some areas in that area that the county does own, that we'd be willing to trade to make anything more conducive for the residents, for sure.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Somebody, Sal, I think you mentioned the possibility, or one of you guys, about the soccer field at one time.
I did, yeah.
We mentioned I brought up last time too, about how youth sports in particular and baseball is growing, and we mentioned the baseball field, and somebody said that they thought the Civic Association, even as we speak, was looking to possibly bring a baseball field or park to that area. Does anybody have any information on that? So I hate to keep having to go back to you, sir, but have you heard anything about that?
I haven't heard anything. We tried that with the soccer field. We were looking to get a grant. Like I said, that piece of property that's on the curve where the DAR is. And we were gonna put the baseball field there with the soccer field behind the fire department. And we couldn't get a grant for it. And the grant was also gonna include bathrooms at that end of the property. Because to walk from there to Flower Park, people couldn't, be too much problem.
Right. Across the road too.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I asked this question, and again, we're learning, I think, and you can tell that, especially I know that I am, and most of these folks here, we're fresh, we're open to good ideas and positive ideas. Yes, sir.
There's one other thing. We used to have a baseball field down by the old community center.
I'll ask about that too, yes, sir.
And I asked Deltona, I called down South Florida, and they refused it at that time. I'm going back a number of years. They may turn around and let us use it again, because it's in a hollow,
Yes, sir.
it's out of the way, and now you have bathrooms at Gap Pond. So, and it's set up for a baseball field, the way it was set. Matter of fact, there was a backstop, and there was 2 dugouts put out there. I don't know if they're still there, but it's down in the hollow.
I know what you're talking about, because I thought I remembered chain link infrastructure at one time, but the last time I drove out there and looked, I didn't think I saw it. I thought, well, maybe I never saw it, or maybe somebody stole it.
I know it was there.
I don't think I saw it last time we drove through, so it may be gone.
Yeah, well, something put back up, if they allow it.
Yes, sir. And that's Deltona property?
That's Deltona.
Deltona. What about that old community center down there on Gap Pond there?
They will not let you use it.
Okay. That's Deltona also?
Yeah, they fixed that up beautiful.
Oh, it's been refurbished now?
Oh, a long time ago.
Okay.
Because we used to have a meeting in there, and they got couches and stuff. They even enclosed the screen-in porch there. There's a kitchen in there.
Beautiful
They just won't
facility.
let us use it.
Has it then, since it's been fixed up, I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole here, but since it's been fixed up, has it deteriorated again, or is it being maintained?
No, it's being maintained.
Okay.
At one time, it was offered to the Civic Association for $1, and they refused it.
Because of the maintenance expenses?
No, they didn't. Insurance.
Insurance. Okay.
If you want, you can look into that too.
Yes, sir.
Do it back to you. But
Okay.
MSBU can't own it. That's the only problem.
Yes, sir. The
Now,
city.
You were talking about Wild Park.
Mhm.
Now, the kiddie park, where kids are on. When that was built, and and I fought on that to get handicap put in there for the kids, and they just refused it. And I also suggested rubberized instead of sand. Maybe you can change that. Get something for a handicapped kid to get in there to use that stuff. Because there's no way for somebody to get in there. And they put a bench behind a pole, dead center. So,
Okay,
it's
good.
something to look into.
Certainly, that would be something, if we felt the need, we'd discuss with the county, is that right? Because again, the county
We'll
part.
evaluate the board.
Yes, sir.
Nancy will evaluate that. We're not obligated to.
I would assume, Jeff not here, but I would assume there's not been any kind of lawsuit brought against the county or anybody yet, because you know how sometimes it can be, lawsuits brought up if there's not certain type of access for the Disability Act and compliance and stuff. Okay, that's certainly a good thing, but good points there on Wilder Park and the baseball field. We talked about the fountain. Okay, folks, I'm to the end of any notes that I have here. So again, in essence, I'm not trying to keep us here too long. Obviously, I open to my fellow committee members. The purpose of the workshop, any discussion, we go down this lane, or what would you guys like to see happen from our talks tonight?
I expressed my opinions about the mowings and the litters and litter pickup and things like that.
Yeah, I'm good with the main points that we talked about tonight. I think we need to keep our focus on, 2 or 3 main things that we can realistically get done, pretty quickly.
But yeah, I'd like to
I know.
see the community be able to see something happening.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Something positive happening that they can be proud of, and that they get the opinion that we're actually doing something.
Good, relatively quickly. And again, I actually thought we were going to be able to make some decisions about last time, and then we had this workshop, that set us back again too. So I think what we need to do is plan to, and again, Jackie, I refer to you, plan to meet again relatively soon in the form of a meeting and not a workshop, so that we can make decisions and vote on things that would be action items. Is that correct, Jackie? Commissioner, you agree? Commissioner?
And would it need to be before your next workshop or before the next regular meeting?
And before the next regular meeting, and then we can,
Which
put
is-
on our agenda.
July
The
27th.
27th.
Yes, ma'am. Our workshop's the 19th, 27th, but is our meeting. So, the meeting, like you said,
If you want action at that point, our meeting.
if you want July action, no, it'd be August.
I think we do. I feel like we do. Gary, that's kind of Steve, your spirit too, is that we've met twice and we've talked about a lot of cool stuff, but we want to make some moves, right?
Right, but I still like to get clarification,
Yes, sir.
because it was mentioned when that first week, we all met and got introduced. So about 1 March, okay? And then there was something about 1 August. Because 1 October is the fiscal year, okay?
Yes, sir.
So, when I was in, the way I thought, when I understood, I just want clarification, when the commissioners anything correct me. The 1 March deadline basically was for us to go forward with, this is what we want to see done this year. What was the 1 August
That's when we start setting our budget. Our budget is already in process right now.
for next
For
year?
next year.
Right.
Okay,
So if you want to get it to us, we put your budget together and next year's money.
But we have money in the bank now.
We have 300,000
You
now.
can vote on anything, but just long-term projects that you want to put together.
right, I just want to make sure we all understand that,
Yes, sir.
because with all the things, like you say, Gary, if we can bump up the mowing, one additional thing without having to do a rebid, there's money that comes out. And you get all the lights fixed on a boulevard, oh, we already paid for them, I guess, I don't know, well, if they're out, are we paying for electricity?
No, we,
Yeah, so it's including, maintenance is included in your electricity bill. On that, we don't get any, but, so yes, you can still get charged electric bill.
All right, see, so what I got here, I saw it was like roughly $2,200, as a rough guess, a
Yes.
little bit more, less sometimes, a month. So you need like $26,400 a year just to pay the light bill. So that comes off of the 300 or 400,000 to be able to collect in a given year.
Yes, sir.
So I know we put a lot of projects out there.
That's right.
That's what we're gonna keep that in mind.
Yes, sir.
What we can really attack, that we don't have to long-range plan to get accomplished.
Yes, sir.
You know, we don't wanna spin our wheels on that stuff we can't do.
So we had roughly 450 come in last year. The mowing has already been taken out of that. And we have roughly 350 left, right? Just shooting round numbers, 326?
March,
I want-
as of March 21st, you said we had 326,000 as a balance.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That's the money that had been budgeted.
That's the current.
I wanted to say that I felt, and I can give or take a little bit, I felt comfortable for y'all using 300,000 that hadn't been spoken for at this time. If I could just make a suggestion. Chairman, you have the right to appoint any board member you have there to any specific issue as part of being the chairman. And I would suggest that someone, and I hear what your needs are, I think bulk pickup is very important to y'all. I think mowing has been very, from what I've heard at both meetings, it's very important, and even the community meeting that we had, and trash pickup, litter pickup, is what I'm hearing. I would suggest that one of y'all come and speak with our new county administrator, and he's hit the ground running. Today was his first day, and I tell you, he's been running, very successful day. But if one of y'all would bring to him what you think that y'all want, the majority of y'all agree on, and he can help set the ground rules for that. Also, I need some legal clarity on some of the stuff that was talked about. I don't know. He may know.
Okay.
Everybody else in here may know, but I don't know.
Right.
I just had some questions about some legalities, what could and couldn't be done.
Yes, sir.
You know, like the fountain. There's ways around it. I think that the county may take, and I'm just one of the five, but I think maybe the county would take ownership of it to enhance your neighborhood. If that was something that MSBU wanted to keep going and beautify, and at whatever point y'all decide that that's no longer, I mean, I don't know what would happen to it then, but just the same. Moving forward, I would suggest one of y'all get with our county managers, our county manager, and he can help with all that trash. And if there's time to bid something out, even if it's necessary to bid it, I don't know. Maybe you've got a contract with your mowing guy now, and he can do it cheaper than, you know, maybe that would satisfy the legal needs and the community's needs. But if you'll get with him, and I don't know the answers to all these questions, but if one of y'all would get with him and y'all could work it out with the attorney real quick, and maybe there's time to move ahead. But our budget process should have been much further along than it is, but we've had our own hiccups with it, so y'all just be holding hands with us and
Okay.
moving forward.
So Gary, bulk pickup, is that something that you would potentially research for us?
I can get it.
Okay, that'd be great. Before we go any too much further, one thing that was brought up to me a few times, and we even talked about it after the meeting as we were dispersing, is just communication to people. We mentioned earlier if it was held in Sunny Hills, more may come, but how do we reach people to let them know when we're having these, and also let them know the things that are happening positively for them and their community? We mentioned Facebook, you know, I hate it. Steve, you hate it, you know, but the reality is a lot of people use it, you know. The big white signs out of the Boulevard
I
there.
would think the majority of, well, not the majority, but a lot of people in Sunny Hills don't use Facebook.
Well,
A lot of them don't have internet access.
We
A lot
say
of them
that.
are older.
We're
and they
saying,
don't-
we've always said that, and maybe there's some truth in that, but I think there's others too, right? So go ahead, Kat, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, there's a lot of older people that just, even if they do have a computer and use the internet, they don't do Facebook.
You'll have media
I think
sitting, you'll have
the best,
two options of media sitting right in here.
very good, and again, I think that's why I posed that too, is, go ahead.
I think the best way for us to let people know about the meetings is they put some signs out at the 3 entrances. I know Jackie puts it on the website. And beyond that, I really don't have any other ideas on how to let people know, but I think maybe some signs along the road or using that one on the boulevard
Do we
would be
do,
just the best way.
Yeah.
do we do any mailers from I know the property appraiser, the county property appraiser office has address, that's all they have, they don't have phone numbers on file generally, I guess, but they have addresses to people.
It's so costly.
Too much? Yeah, okay.
I mean, in reality, it really is. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the Kathy and I did spoke earlier in the week about communicating as well. I think signs, but how big do you make them? Or just, I guess little ones, you could write on.
I know, there's been some neighborhoods I've seen, when they have a meeting, they have a sandwich board
Yeah.
that they chain to a
Yeah,
pole.
I mean, anything, I think that it's hard community reach.
I just, sunnyhillsfl.com, is that the Civic Association's website? Does anybody know? I know there's a website that exists for our community, but it's not us, it's not the county,
It's
right?
run by a civic
Civic
association.
Association? I haven't looked at it lately, but, again, sometimes a sign that just gives you a good website, maybe go to our Facebook page or something, for those that use it, I think we need 2 or 3 or 4 different ways to communicate, unfortunately.
If
but-
you can talk to both Lake during summertime and put up flyers there. I mean, there's so many people, the Parents Civic Association, there's so many people there on the weekends. I mean, that's just we'll put a sign out there, so, I mean, just in their summertime.
Sign on that boulevard before, work very well.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I think signs in the community is going to be your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was removed at one time for negative comments being put on the sign.
Excuse me.
I think that the county, as Sal mentioned, may have possession. I don't know whether it does or does not have one.
Okay.
But it was removed at one time because of some comments that were being made on the board.
The only comment that was on the board was the balance that was due on the loan, and the county commissioner didn't like that. So she had it removed.
We did establish so that that loan is no longer in existence,
Yes,
right?
correct.
So, okay, good. So we have certainly, at this point, moved past that. So that's something that wouldn't resurface, obviously. But you make a good point. We need to,
There was an agreement with that sign that there would be no derogatory articles put on that board, and it was never done.
okay.
And I have a copy of that contract with the Jack.
Yes, sir.
I have a copy of everything.
So without doubt, y'all car on the right path, and y'all keep it up forward just like you are,
Good.
and advertise however y'all see fit.
Okay.
I promise you, the ones that want to be in contact with you, to make contact with you, will personally contact each and every one of y'all, or whatever you're doing.
See, I also was thinking, the county has its own website, correct? And must pay somebody to maintain the website, I would think.
Well,
It's Jackie.
Oh, no? Okay.
well, I do. I mean,
I was
that we will eventually, my vision is to add the MSBU tab, and like I just told a member, when the minutes, we'll add the minutes, we'll add your guys' email, and then they're established. So they'll have a way to contact you, we'll just get another tab, department on our website. But people's got to know to go to our website,
Right.
because even as a commissioner, our website's newer. We didn't have it for many years, people stopped using it, we haven't operated for a year now, but still, you have to have those people to go to the website to see them. They have to make an effort, but the signs, I think, is
But a lot of people don't have
that.
computers. You were just saying, we have 2 people, we have the media here, but you have to get on a website to see,
I mean,
to
yeah,
talk.
And I'll even bring up, Gary mentioned today, about talking about the library. I did not know, because that was one of my thoughts, was why don't they put a media center in the library where everybody can use? I didn't realize that they already had computers in there with internet capability. Because I get up in the morning, I'm out to the beach. I get there, I go to bed, it's like,
And they have 6 computers.
yeah, they,
With nice
you know,
yeah.
and then, it's probably higher speed than I got, because I got satellite,
Oh, yes, it's good internet now.
Yeah.
so, well, that's wonderful.
Perhaps a sign on the boulevard that we can change. Some people have to take a little responsibility for themselves too. If they can't pass by Sunny Hills Boulevard and 77 once a month to see what a message is, then, so they have to work on their own to find out some things too. We can't do it all for them.
That's true. That's true. Well said. So again, our media helping us get the word out. Those that want to know, like you say, we'll find a way. And you know that. Yes,
Y'all
sir.
just do something bad, y'all find out.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
And that sign was, we put up birthdays. If there was a bus trip going to Biloxi, that was being put up there. Meetings were put up there. even civic association meetings were put up there. There was no problem. And everybody went up and down Sunny Hills Boulevard, and they knew right away.
Yes, sir.
And it stayed up there for a week at a time. Any notice was up there for a week.
Okay.
So
So whose property is it on? Who owns the sign?
it's on the county, it was on the county property, but MSBU paid.
Okay. For the sign, physically the sign itself?
Sign, the lettering, numbers, there's 2 boxes of letters and numbers, and the sign, and it has solar lights on it, so you can see it at night.
Okay. I would think then with that information, and especially when the county has come to us and asked us to help reel this thing in and make it a positive, MSBU expenditures and those kind of things, that maybe we as the committee, through input from the community, of course, determine what goes on the sign. Maybe somebody should have ownership of those things that appears on the sign for the community to read and take in, and just random citizen, because they want to, they should run it through, and we will certainly make every opportunity that we can to accommodate them if it's a positive message, something that will serve the greater good, right?
Should we look into upgrading, maybe put an electronic sign there?
And be something to be done for,
Is that all you can do, is do it with
that's where the
computers?
computer.
And get done.
Well, one of the problems you have with the other signs, you put something on there, and then the next morning it reads something different.
It's scrambled. Goes around. Okay, so that,
Well, I know somebody in the sign business, that would be his responsibility to make sure it read the right thing all the time.
and there's electricity to it because there's a light on it, somebody said, right? There's a light to it, there's
It's a
electricity.
solar light.
Steve, would you check on that? See what it costs?
I-
Since you know somebody, just, get some quotes kind of thing. Ms. Sharon, yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to go along with the sign, and like Sal and the commissioner stated, the MSBU did buy a sign, and it was took down. But if we put that one back up, we need to put it in a different place, because the Civic Association has theirs up now, their information sign. They haven't put anything on it yet, but theirs is there. So ours would need to read MSBU, Sunny Hills. We just would need to make sure there are 2 different signs, where we're gonna put it, and like you just said, personally, right now, I don't think we need to get into everybody's birthday and anniversary and stuff. We just need to let people know about workshops and meetings. But
Right.
the MSBU sign is somewhere, it has been paid for. I don't know who would work it, but we would just everybody need to know, Civic Station's here, MSBU's here.
Let's
It's
put it
2
on the
different
fountain.
entities. Sir? Oh, yeah, okay.
But we would want
It was set up on the second medium behind the fountain. It was halfway down. So it's a good distance. Matter of fact, it sits about 100 feet behind that part of that building.
I don't remember where it was, but I'm just saying, we don't need to confuse everybody. We
Right.
just need to make sure we do, make sure everybody knows there's 2 different signs, and you got signage for MSBU.
But I think that's the part that's confusing, is there's 2 different
It
entities,
is,
2 different,
exactly.
why? I know at one time I was educated that the Civic Association was who facilitated this, what we're doing right now, I guess, right?
Some of the people that were members were involved in creating the MSBU. But members of the Civic Association, some of them wanted it, some of them didn't. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right.
that old history stuff.
That's true, and I still
We
say.
don't want to go there.
No.
No, don't want to go down that, but it would be good if, and again, with new members here, new members there, if we could streamline our message,
Yeah.
all for the greater good of the community, so I don't know.
Yeah, we can maybe advertise both from both sides.
Electronic sign, we've been trying to build a high school environment, wasn't that expensive, around 18,000, and that, and all the software and everything.
One sign,
One way is double sided.
okay, double sided.
We can put a sign anywhere we want to.
On the property that's,
On the county property, we can put a sign anywhere. We're part of the county organization. If they give us permission, we can put it there.
I think that open area near the, what's it called, south pergola, near that area is really the billboard pinnacle of the entrance, so that'd be a good spot.
You're gonna investigate
I
it.
will call. The only problem is I leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, my plane takes off, and I'm not back in town yet. 19th. So I can't even do anything until then.
Okay, well, looking ahead at that, Steve, on that information, the county meets on the 27th. I'm gonna throw out the 25th on a Tuesday to come back together. What do you guys think about that? Is that enough time for us to have some tangible information on some of these items to discuss and vote on?
What was Mr. Suggs' work schedule conflicts? Is he off on Tuesdays?
I don't know what he said.
I can't remember.
Well,
Does anybody remember?
Could be
He's
here.
like every other one or something. If I remember right.
Maybe we'll just have to go with it and hope for the best.
Okay. So July 25th, does that conflict, Jackie, with anything you guys have here? 6 o'clock? You guys okay with that? And again, we're still learning our roles and what we can do and can't do, and we'll have some answers by then, so we'll research some topics and we'll divide some of those up now and be prepared to vote. And basically, I don't mean to sound loose about this, to spend some money, spend some of the money that we have in our community to begin to better the community so that people can see that we're trying to do a good job. You know,
What date were you talking about?
the 25th at 6 p.m. right here, and we certainly welcome those members to come, and any Sunny Hill residents that are here tonight that have other friends or family members that live there, or property owners, I should say, that want to come and speak. We would be honored to have that. And again, so I think it's been very obvious that we want to do the right thing for the community. I hope that's just shining through brilliantly, but I know there's always opposition. Right, Commissioner? You know, when you really, your heart is there, you really want to do the right thing, and I think that's really what we're trying to do. You know, you give the example of Sal talking about a spray and play. I don't see, maybe he will. I see Sal there running through the little elephant figurine now, maybe not, but I think what he's looking for is community and family. You know what I mean? He's thinking like that. So that's the kind of stuff we want to do as a group, is serve the greater good of the community. So with that said, before we adjourn, guys, some of the things we talked about, do you want to just, again, I can designate, I don't want to do that at all. I'd love to, let's pick, say 3 or 4 things we can all take as committee members and research and come back next time. We've had a good discussion. Now maybe some price points and some companies and those kind of things. Gary, I know we talked about you possibly bulk pickup. You can research that for us and get with Mr.
I'll do the stuff that I talked about.
Okay.
The mowing, the extra mowings, and the bulk pickup.
Okay.
I'll meet with the county administrator, do that.
I'll look into the sign and I'll call Christie for the clock to go.
Perfect. And you may even, can we have people present or speak at our meeting even? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right,
Sure, Gordon, you
so,
do what you want.
okay, good. Just want to make sure, like I said, I hope, and you said that, I just want to make sure that we are doing it. And I know it's not the same as county government. You know, it's not, right?
It is. They own us.
Well, the county is responsible for that.
They own us.
But as a committee, we don't follow the same exact guidelines. Now, when you guys, in your meetings, when you then bring it forward to vote, that's when it's for real, so to speak. So we have a little
You're
flexibility.
voting to recommend your issues to us.
Okay.
And we'll take those and forward to the county commission board commissioners.
Yes, sir.
Will vote to move that.
We send those as resolutions to the county commission.
And
Okay,
then we
good.
give the final seal.
Good. And ultimately, you guys write the check, add and subtract, add it on the expense sheet, and all that, keep up with the funding, so to speak. Then it's available for us to see at any time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll
Perfect.
give you guys an email to finance, Ms. Johnny. She can, anytime you guys can, you know, as any public can recommend, you know, to see the budget. I mean, all the information I provide you guys for expenditures, anybody in the community can see that. So, you know, as,
Okay,
just for
good.
clarity, anybody can see that as public
There's
record.
transparency.
And we can also, if you guys want to do that for transparency, you know, on our MSBU thing, I know it's been before that we put it on our website just because people had questions when we had that meeting down there. If that's something you guys want to do, is put a monthly budget update on that. That's something that's super easy to do on your MSBU website page once we get it created, just for transparency. So there's no discrepancy of what you guys are spending money on and what's being spent.
More information we share with the public, the better we are.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so that, so they're not having to call Miss Johnny or coming up here, hold record at it, when we're giving it to them, and a little bit more transparency on their part,
Okay,
if
so,
that's your desire.
yes, ma'am, we certainly do, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I thought with Gary was bulk trash pickup and extra mowing. I did not hear you, Steve. Yeah.
I'm going to look into the electronic sign
Okay.
and talk to the golf course.
I'm sorry, I know what.
Talk to the golf course.
Oh, okay.
And possibly have that person, Christie, come and
Right.
to our meeting. And again, it's about a partial membership, what they want to do in terms of a partnership with the community to basically, it's a win-win, really, for them and for us too. The more people live and come, the more they spend money there with them as well. Mowing, Gary, library, do we need to pursue that?
I still have a question about the library. Like I said, I'm guilty, I have not used it, I know, because like I said, I'm back and forth to work. And I didn't even know they had internet. But we're talking about kids and everything, and the families that are in Sunny Hills that don't have access, because AT&T doesn't have the wires there or whatever. I bet you some of them don't even know that capability is there. And if
Right.
it is, then we need to expand the hours, because if it's only open one day from 9 to 1 to 12 noon, well, that's when the children are in school. They need to be up there like 6 to 8 or whatever at night, or 5 to 8. So if we're gonna support the library, I think we really need to look at what we're talking about to do that, as far as expanding hours so that families can use the resources rather than just in the daytime. So, and like I said, I don't know enough about it, but
There's been a lot of research done on that in the last few months, and they're trying all kinds of options. They're mailing out to all of the people to let the kids know, and it's not working very well right now, but.
I think they did mailings, and I think I talked to Cedar last week, and she had 2 kids. They did send out mailings to, and Miss Renee, I'll get Miss Renee in contact with you. If you're interested in that, she can share, she has all that data, she presented to the commissioners. But I think they're open Wednesday to 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Right.
So it is only one day a week, but, she is open till 6 p.m., which is not as late as you expressed, but, she does have the figures, and she has wants and wishes for the library too. She wants to shoot for the stars, so, maybe next time we can bring her to our meeting and invest out the library.
Certainly. But the publicity of it, I think, is one of the biggest
But,
issues too.
yeah, I know the publicity and everything, but if we're looking to spend some funds, could we spend the funds to keep the library open 2 or 3 days a week, or 4 days a week, or whatever, Monday to Thursday?
That's what you're signing, that's how the ordinance is you're signing, good sign.
Exactly.
You've got a place to advertise, hey, free Wi-Fi at the library,
Yep.
such and such.
That's true, that's true.
And that beats a bulk mail out.
You need
Everyone
it.
that's running for office here should tell you a bulk mail.
Oh, man.
Well, see, that's why, when I saw electronic sign, then we can even offer up to the local churches, like Presbyterian Church, they have their ice cream social, they can put that, all information, things that are going on, for anybody in the community. It doesn't have to just be what we're working on. We can always, if we get something that can change rapidly like that with a computer, it'd be win-win for everybody.
Okay. I like it. The fountain, where we stand on that, conversation there.
Do we think that's something that we wanna,
Let's let the county manager talk, the county administrator talk to Deltona about that, and see where it goes.
See, and I've had my thoughts on it, and one of the last time I saw the fountain actually working, somebody threw soap in it, I guess, so it just turned into bubbles. So I think that's why they shut it down. So
I think that's been going on
if-
for decades.
I know, but I'm saying if you're just,
Your home's got.
Did it trade
I know
There
that.
might be a couple people in the audience.
I know,
that
they're
are
guilty.
If the road's gonna be, when the road gets done there, if we decide to take that over, I was sitting here thinking, why can't we put a nice, ornament style fence around it? Okay, with a gate to go in so you can maintain the bushes and all that stuff, just to keep people back from it, so, well, I guess you could still throw
Yeah,
a
you can toss.
tot, waste of it. You're not gonna, all right.
Yeah, you can't stop vandals.
Well, a couple things about that, and I certainly see where you're coming.
Hire
I think-
somebody to sit up on top of the fountain.
I think the road's still another year and a half from being done. I guess that section may get done a little quicker, but we all know that that's gonna take a while before it's done. And that is one of those icons that if we can move forward and do, it would really change and show that we're doing something real quick. Something positive. Maybe it's to do away with the brick and make it stucco, more modern. I don't know, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying, what's the new thing going in?
Some stack stone
Yeah,
or
like,
something like that.
like Merrill down there, well, what do they got? I mean, not that we're trying to copy them, I'm just thinking, what is the new, the look, the modern look that would look nice? Do we just pressure wash it and turn the water back on, or I don't know, it'd be nice to do something to that fairly quickly, especially the fact that we've just come on board and we're looking to do something positive, and it's such an icon. And well, I think just about everybody in this room has a story of, as a kid, driving by and seeing the fountain, and that's the thing about their trip up
Somebody
77.
three through soup in it.
Yeah, especially when there's open, right? But you know, you're right. I hate to know that some knucklehead kid or whatever doing something like that would stop us from utilizing what would normally be an attractive
Do you want me
thing.
to?
Could y'all bring to the county commission with recommendations of evaluating the mechanism in it? Set up to, just evaluate everything and to see where you're at, what condition you're at today, what it's gonna cost, get an estimate,
As I said, you want me to check with, get with Dwight and see
Great.
what condition the pumps are and all the plumbing and everything in there?
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much for that.
If he knows, I don't know if he'll know.
Okay. Well, before we go, like I said, I think we've had a lot of great discussion tonight, and again, this was just simply a workshop. We've got several things that we're all gonna look at. I'll take 2 or 3 items over here. Nothing, of course, we may bring something up next time that's fresh and new. We've got enough topics that we can discuss and maybe even vote on some next time. That's our goal, to move forward next time we come together and really make some waves. So with that said, yes, Steve.
I have one final thing I'd like to bring up. And this is basically, we're all new to this.
Yes, sir.
And there's some folks out there that have been around here a lot longer than I have, that know points of contact and everything. If any of the things that we discussed, if anyone has an idea of who to contact with, if they can pass the word on, that she can pass it all out to us on that email that we put out, so we're not reinventing the wheel, trying to get, start things a little quicker.
Perfect.
all your schools have these electronic signs. Trey's got connections with quarterback clubs, and I think they were involved in the new one there very nice. They may even have a connection for you, and Mike can even think back off the contract that y'all.
And I think
I think
we have
Steve's
a
got a
connection.
connection too, don't
And I
he?
think we have a connection that Miss Rudd has looked at for out here.
Well, I know one of the owners of the sign company downtown too, so I'm gonna check it in.
The, almost up by us, the residents, the couple homes there, particularly on the boulevard, for example, that are in extreme yards or in extreme disrepair. We talked about possibly bringing that to the county to be able to do some code enforcement on our behalf. Is that what we said we'd do?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
physically proactive.
Okay.
And she's pretty good.
Yeah, and like I say, I'm not advocating big government, communism kind of stuff, but some of this, there's a couple homes, it's just an absolute eyesore, and it looks bad. We're talking about all this fountain and nice. It is. Sorry, I'm gonna blow. But we do all this great stuff, and you come in, there's a couple homes that's really, really bad, and I know we need to try to approach that as a person, I think, generally, cautiously, but something would need to be done. And I guess code enforcement would be the best avenue in which to get some progress made there. Okay, and we'll look at some of the original bylaws, I guess, of what Sunny Hills allows and doesn't allow in the front yard and the backyard and the side yard, and within reason, explore enforcing some of those things, especially if it results in disrepair or an eyesore or something for our community.
I
So,
think sometime, Brown, we may be limited as far as the county stepping into a deed restricted area of this code.
You
can do county code.
But yeah, exactly, yeah, we can do exactly what we require every other state in Washington County.
okay. So who enforces what we as a deed restricted community? Deltona?
Not the MSBU.
Yeah,
That's all you need to know, not
Actually,
the
no
MSBU.
one, unless you want to sue your neighbor.
That's tough, that's a tough one, isn't
The
it?
deed
I
restrictions are
noticed
very
that.
clear on that. That it's up to the property owners in the neighborhood to file a suit, and that makes neighbors enemies for years and years. But the MSBU shouldn't get involved in deed restrictions, period.
Right.
Let's
That's out of our
even.
scope.
What was that?
I said, y'all were to feel good bunch, y'all were to build this atmosphere of Sunny Hills, I definitely like Gary, y'all to stay out of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take that advice.
We'll hit you on, handle my.
We have started doing what we can do in the county, so
Which
that
I
we
think-
get to the code.
which would I think would eliminate some of the
Our
issues.
part,
Okay.
Any neighbor can call the county code enforcement officer and file a complaint. Anybody can. That's different than filing a lawsuit against somebody, but you can call, and I think that's anonymous, isn't it? I don't think that that they have to release the name of that person. Just, you got a phone number, call them and say, we need to have you look at that house.
Yeah, I think it would eliminate some of the issues you're talking about, overgrown brush and such, so it's, just not to get into too depth, but I think it would eliminate some of the obvious problems.
Okay, okay.
But let's not get the MSBU involved in that
Okay.
at all. At all.
I brought that up because we're doing all this, things to make our community better, beautification and this and that, and then you got stuff that just absolutely counteracts anything we might do good, and I want to make sure that we're trying to, be good neighbors, and as well as good stewards of our MSBU funds. Before we get, ma'am, do you have a comment or question or anything? Before we scoot, that's all that I have. I think I personally will check into the idea that Mr. Zarica presented on spray and play. I think it's a great idea. And also I'll get some ideas and quotes on pools and pool maintenance just to throw out there next time. And obviously by the time any of this would probably be used, would probably be next year, obviously. I don't know if you have it done before the end of this season. But again, these are great things that we've come up with, and just be to move forward and be prepared to vote on some stuff next time, if you guys agree with that. Any questions, comments from anyone, commissioners? With that said, folks, it's 8 o'clock. Let's go home. I hereby declare this MSBU Advisory Committee workshop adjourned.